A thread by Soul War. Big Tech's Me Toobin is soundly rejected by angry Americans. The Giuliani October surprise of Hunter's laptop that reveals massive corruption that has now been corroborated by two Biden associates has been viciously suppressed and censored by Big Tech in a desperate attempt to elect Biden. Big Tech has exposed themselves more fully than a certain CNN analyst by locking down, censoring, and removing any mention of the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, now called Huntergate, in a desperate and doomed bid to kill the story. Instead, they got the Streisand effect. I was locked out twice the day the story broke, trying to post images from the laptop of incriminating emails that proved Joe Biden lied about involvement in Hunter's business deals, and pics of Hunter passed out with a drug pipe in his mouth. Well, the story took off despite Big Tech. They even locked Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany's Twitter. Huge mistake. This shows just how panicked Big Tech was to keep as many Americans from hearing about this story as possible. Of course, they failed miserably, and then President Trump capped it during the presidential debate on October 22nd, where he managed to interject a lot of the details of the now exposed corruption during his responses to Biden's cavalcade of lies. $3.5 million to Hunter from the wife of the former mayor of Moscow to start a money laundering scheme, Hunter's do-nothing salary via Burisma. What Americans have now witnessed firsthand is the lengths Silicon Valley and the mainstream media will go to protect those they favor versus those they oppose. People exposed to never-before-heard details of the Biden's corruption during that debate began searching the web afterwards. Soon, many will start asking themselves if they go to these lengths to hide what happened with the Bidens, what lengths have they gone to regarding Trump? Giuliani and Trump knew Big Tech would unzip its fly for Biden as America watched in disbelief. Well, they've been waving that in America's awakened faces for years, and now it's biting their butt big time because more proof bombs are coming. They went full Mussolini on the first teaser taste of what Hunter was up to. Now, Rudy Giuliani drops YouTube, link in the thread, uncovered how Joe Biden got millions in foreign bribes. You need to watch that and his previous video. The laptop is Hillary's emails on steroids, and it will bury the Bidens in court, which is where all of this is headed. I also agree with Rudy that the Democrats' radical left turn began under Bill Clinton. Utterly disgraceful people. The foreign influence I often talk about, the foreign influence that I often talk about was exposed during the Hong Kong NBA scandal when the depths of Chinese Communist Party involvement in U.S. sports and corporations had its mask ripped off to the horror of many. The awakened always knew, of course, but we're heavily censored. So, for many, it was quite a shock when their new heroes backed China over the American ideals of freedom, liberty, free speech. Americans lectured by our corporate betters to tolerate tyranny. America in 2020. This was before the rioting, remember? Now corporations back that too. What this elderly lawyer has done from his desk in New York City is stunning to me. Is this release timed? Do you really have to ask? Yes. And it's still devastating, and we will still be effective in court. Giuliani got big tech to fully expose its lawlessness and bias a la Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Then President Trump goes to bat during the debate and hits so many pop flies by giving evidence-backed details, Biden and the moderator were helpless to stop it. Now, corroborating emails are being provided by Cooney and Bobulinski, cementing their veracity for the DOJ. One old man smoking fine cigars from his office in New York City with a corruption-laden laptop did that. He got the truth out, and he used the Streisand effect to do it. Big tech, completely unwillingly, helped him. And he's saving the worst crimes for last. You bet they're freaking out. My bro, Brian Cates, told everyone, as did I, they will force the mainstream media to cover it whether they want to or not. People think Trump's damaging the mainstream media. It's a dead husk of what it was in 2015. That was impossible until Trump did it. Big tech is insurmountable? Hashtag buckle up, kiddos. You will see that moment where, tears of pity in their eyes, regular Americans will beg Trump and AG Barr to stop, they're already dead. Trump will grimly move them aside and keep swinging. We have to, you see. My real job doesn't begin until after President Trump is safely reelected. In the world as it is, you don't just win the peace, you have to maintain it. You cultivate and grow peace the same way you do harmony, carefully and deliberately, eternally vigilant, with benevolence aforethought, to spot the malice aforethought and head it off before it can once again take roots in the hearts, minds, and souls of the innocently shepherded. Nurturing life brings out the higher emotions. Inflicting upon life wallows you in the lower emotions. Quote, but to those who come to disturb our peace and dethrone our laws are aliens and enemies forever. It was right there at the base of Lady Liberty this entire time, forgotten, as our enemies rallied, bought our politicians, and readied us for the dying of Lady Liberty's torch. Well, a second great awakening is underway that will envelop this vile new religion of the woke and convert over time all but the most damaged and lost back to the indomitable American spirit that has at its core natural law. Stand tall and proud, America. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.